I hope you guys are hungry for some more Jordan Klepper. Please don't judge me for that joke. Today we're going to watch a video on Jordan Klepper going to see the CPAC in 2022 and then visiting Hungary to finger the pulse of Hungarians and the Trump before Trump. So let's take a look.
CPAC brings together all the brightest minds in the conservative world. Former presidents, senators, up-and-coming candidates, pillow salesmen, and pizza racists. So I've come to Orlando to see them all in one place and to understand the future of their movement. People are asking the question, who the future of the Republican Party is.
Trump.
It's Trump.
Trump is the Republican Party. CPAC is Trump.
Squad Buster 2022. Clearly you're a BLM supporter.
Oh.
I am a BLM supporter.
You gonna wear a t-shirt like that with a jacket like that? Come on, bro. And that beard? Come on, man.
The people here are talking about the important ideas.
Yes.
Are you excited to see Papa John?
I haven't seen him yet, but yeah.
He's got a lot
Papa John messed up so bad he had to sell his entire business to Shaq. Shaq owns everything now.
of great ideas.
Yep.
I mean, who would have thought you put cheese inside the crust?
Innovator.
But what are the actual issues
Pizza Hut?
energizing Republicans, aside from garlic dip and that little pepper you get in the box?
The CRT, co-parenting with the government.
Is CRT really a big issue?
Big time. In Palm Beach County,
What about the Don't Say Gay bill?
that is very active right now.
There's a lot of nervousness here in Florida about CRT, about LGBTQ
Right.
issues. Should we just outlaw the alphabet altogether? Because eventually they're going to start putting those things together and they become words, and then you can learn things like history. The MAGA crowd's obsessions were
He doesn't have to worry, though. These people can't read.
predictable. Is this a little much? But there was a new infatuation I was surprised to hear, because for the first time at CPAC, people were applauding another country.
Hungary's on the forefront.
When you see people like leaders like in Hungary talking and speaking the way that Donald Trump did,
I have never seen a leader from Hungary speaking. This is not on my radar.
when he was in office, it inspires me.
I think Hungary is a positive example about how being a confident conservative can really do wonderful things for a country.
That's right, conservatives here were looking for inspiration from Hungary, the Central European country that's been steadily sliding away from democracy under its right-wing leader,
This is the most I've ever known about Hungary.
Viktor Orban. Trump has endorsed Orban twice, and Tucker Carlson has done a week of shows and a special about Hungary.
It's not my job.
Tucker Carlson is the only person to ever win a lawsuit other than the WWF by saying what I do isn't real. It's all just for entertainment. And people still listen to this dude.
To defend Hungary, only to learn from it as an American and try and hold up the lessons for us to emulate.
CPAC was even doing a special event in May from the capital, Budapest, and they'd invited
Holy Jesus.
conservatives from Hungary to speak here in Orlando.
You cannot make a country great or great again
Who is this guy?
without freedom.
So why are conservatives so interested in a country that's been heading toward autocracy? One that's been penalized by the EU for its human rights record. Does Hungary hold the key to the future of American conservatism? I'm getting the hell out of Orlando and going to Hungary to find out.
Let's be honest. It's probably going to be better in Hungary, right? You hope so? You hope so. That is beautiful. That is amazing.
I landed in beautiful Budapest, Hungary.
Yes, sir.
It's been home to everyone from composer Franz Liszt to inventor Erno Rubik, creator of games for the world's loneliest children.
Hey.
It may be one country over from an active war zone, but Hungary is a world capital of art, music, and culture, and I was fitting right in. But right now, they're also embracing right-wing nationalism, which is why American conservatives are so enamored with Hungary. When I arrived, it was a national holiday, basically Hungary's version of July 4th, except with more fingers intact. Today's their Revolution Day. It celebrates in 1848 when they pushed back against the Habsburgs, and I should have bought a guidebook instead of trying to watch Tenet on the plane.
So he knows about as much about Hungary as I do, because I got nothing.
What happens in Tenet again?
I don't know anymore.
There was an election underway, so even though this was a national holiday, Prime Minister Viktor Orban was using the event as a political rally. In the 12 years since he took power, Viktor Orban has reshaped the country's judiciary, built a fence along the southern border to keep out refugees,
Aw, dude. Trump supporters. You guys see that, it just makes you so happy, doesn't it? You're just like, oh!
He's turned Hungarian billionaire George Soros into a boogeyman and was even sanctioned by the EU for his treatment of the LGBTQ community. It's no wonder Steve Bannon called Viktor Orban Trump before Trump. And as my therapist...
Nothing like getting endorsed by Steve Bannon. If I ever get endorsed by Steve Bannon, just take me out. It's not worth it anymore.
Will tell you I've been to a ton of Trump rallies. So I brought along a trusty translator to see just how similar an Orban rally is to a MAGA rally. First stop, the merch table.
Do you have any Orban pictures? Specifically with him shirtless, riding a velociraptor? Tyrannosaurus Rex?
A T-Rex, just the flags. That's basically a Hungarian reference.
Does that have any profanity on it whatsoever?
No, it's just a
flag?
A straightforward flag.
I'm always very disappointed by the merchandise in these other countries. We saw Canada, not very good on the merchandise. Now we're in Hungary, not very good on the merchandise. You guys really got to step your game up if you're going to compete with our MAGA, okay?
Good luck with the sales today. You don't need to say that one.
Merch, check.
Lock her up.
Whoops.
I thought I heard lock her up.
Okay, maybe some things are a little lost in translation, but still, chants, check.
Are there going to be any Let's Go Brandon chants here? Do you know Let's Go Brandon?
I don't think the three short grunts, it translates well. There's going to have to be more grunts, I think.
I see signs. Do you know Let's Go Brandon? Okay, so it's people were chanting. It was at a NASCAR. Do you know NASCAR?
NASCAR.
It's like Formula One, but it's in a circle. It's more boring.
They might shout different slogans.
It's a way to disparage the President of the United States.
But some similarities with Trump fans are
These poor
universal,
people.
like blind devotion.
What do you think of Viktor Orban?
Orbán Viktor legkiválóbb éli.
The most exquisite of all of us. You sound like a Trump supporter.
They also had shadowy villains they could blame for everything.
Elhatározás van valahol.
There is somebody who's behind the scenes. I don't want to name names. He's in the US. Somebody who's pulling the strings.
They.
Any chance that person who's pulling the strings name rhymes with Gorge Boros?
Yes.
That I understood.
And unsurprisingly, Orban and Trump supporters were in lockstep in one area.
Nagyon örülünk, hogy az Orbán Viktor a hagyományos családot képviseli, mert
Véleményem alapvetően az, hogy mindenki úgy éli meg.
Okay, and this is my problem when people say traditional families. Like, traditional families is in, like, within the last 100 years or so? Because as far as I know, you go to Greece, there's a lot of other stuff going on over there in Greece. I'm going to bet that other countries were doing other stuff. I don't think it was always what you guys thought it was.
A szexuális orientációját, ahogyan akarja. Az viszont megint más, amikor más emberekre szeretnék ráerőszakolni. És
LGBTQ people are support or not support, but
What's the opposite of support? They're
not the opposite.
somewhere.
It's a personal issue. You don't have to bring intimacy to politics.
It's a personal issue that should be agreed upon by the majority as to what those personal folks with their issues should be able to do.
Yes, and I think if they don't like it here, they can travel to the other country where they can marry each other and adopt children and so on and so on.
If you want equality, hit the road, Jack.
I think yes.
And if Hungarian...
Okay, I hate to say this, guys, especially if you're Hungarian, but it does make me feel better to see that you guys have crazy-ass people over there, too. I don't know if that's a good thing, actually.
do want legal protections for the LGBTQ, they need to GTFO. Because during Viktor Orban's time in office, he's barred gay families from adopting, passed a law prohibiting their depiction in children's books and TV, and even outlawed same-sex marriage in Hungary's constitution. So basically, they're fine with you being gay as long as you live your life.
It's gonna come out at one point. That dude's gay.
As a straight person. Somewhere between the castles and bigotry, I was starting to think Budapest might be the Orlando of Europe. And nowhere is that more apparent than in their hatred of one old man.
A Biden alkalmatlansága lehet ebből a szempontból probléma, hogy egy szenilis megválasszanak. De igazából az a kérdésem, ki az melyik ország az, aki egy 86 éves aggastyánt megválaszt?
It amazes me. We immediately get to Sleepy Joe here in Budapest. I gotta say, I think when this thing airs in America, be ready, you're gonna get calls and be speaking at the next CPAC.
Wow. Okay. Well, it looks like the contagion is spreading, and it is not getting any better the further out it gets. So, sorry about that, Hungary. If we had anything to do with that, I apologize for all Americans. Everything from Joe Biden to gay marriage, it sounds like the same old spiel, whether it's here or it's there. I don't know, maybe we need to get together and maybe collaborate on some vaccinations for this disease. Or maybe we all need to get together and just fund some better education. Or maybe we just need to carve off Florida. I don't know. This is like an episode of The Last of Us, though. If you get anywhere near one of these people, just don't get bitten. All right, guys. See you next time.